So what is Hebron Ministries, and what do we do? Hebron's a nonprofit ministry of the Harvest Baptist Church in Fort Dodge, Iowa, where Pastor Marvin Smith and his staff have been used of God in the area of spiritual warfare counseling for over 25 years. Hebron encompasses a growing number of ministries, emphasizing hope, healing, restoration, and discipleship. The primary two ministries at this time are the Point of Restoration and the Biblical Counseling Center. First, let's talk about the Biblical Counseling Center. Galatians 6:1 says, "Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye who are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted." Now let's be honest, church. How often do we really do this? We don't know what to say, or we don't have the time, or we're just too disappointed with the person to help them. And restoration takes time. It takes biblical counsel. It takes humility, confession, forgiveness. It requires a renewing of the mind and an appropriation of the riches that are ours in Jesus Christ. People often come to the Biblical Counseling Center because they've encountered an obstacle in their lives that they just can't get past. Perhaps they're struggling in their marriage relationship, or they have some addictive behavior in their lives and they've not been able to correct it on their own. Maybe they're battling depression or some debilitating fear. Maybe their children are struggling with issues of identity and behavior, and their parents just don't know how to deal with it. What the Counseling Center offers are spirit-filled, experienced counselors and teachers who walk step by step with each individual, couple, or family, and take the hours necessary to uncover personal strongholds in their lives, making decisive biblical application of truth to defeat the lies that the enemy has used to deceive them. And we've seen so many victories. My own family is a product of this kind of counseling, and I'm going to tell you, I don't know if we'd be here today if it weren't for this ministry. The center also offers retreats that cover a variety of topics ranging from marriage and family to struggles with addictions. People have come from all over the country, even out of the country, and found exactly what they needed through this needy ministry.
We grew up in this mentality of you just go, 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 go. And a lot of, I think, performance-based Christianity crept in our lives, and that created burnout and also a lot of stress in our home.
We finally came to a point where we realized we had to make a big change, a drastic change.
We weren't sure if we wanted to even stay in church because our marriage was rocky there for a while, and our first thought was who could help us. And Pastor Smith was our first thought, so we called him right away.
Hebron Ministries also includes the Point of Restoration. Now, this is a program that offers temporary housing and various other assistance to individuals, couples, and families in ministry who find themselves in need of an extended recovery period, or who've simply been displaced unexpectedly and need a home while they make new plans.
It was late 2020 in December. I really started going into intense spiritual warfare. Pastor got a hold of me. He called me. I remember the first words that he told me. He said, "Hey brother, you're gonna make it. God's gonna bring you out of it." But as I got up here, I got worse. I was so bad. It was horrible. I almost died. It was that bad, just the spiritual pressure. I couldn't walk into church. I couldn't stand up. I was on the fetal position nonstop. On the ground, just in such spiritual pain. But this place was a spiritual hospital from the moment when we first got here. Just the Spirit of Christ here, and the love and the acceptance and just the passion for people and the relationship and individuals from Pastor Smith. It was just, Christ was just so seen that I'd never been in a place like this.
Over the years, the Lord has done some miraculous things, bringing people here to receive spiritual healing and hope into their life. I'd like to ask, here's what I'd like to ask. I'd like to ask that you as a pastor, that you would, take us on in prayer support as we venture out trying to help these dear people. And then also that you would share what's going on here with maybe someone that needs this type of hope and this type of spiritual help. someone that's fallen and needs someone to come along and pick them up and restore them. And perhaps maybe also that you might prayerfully consider supporting this ministry financially. We're excited that God is doing abundantly, exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think through it. And preachers and missionaries and full-time Christian service are getting restored, and many of them are able to get back up and get out there into the fight and be used of God again.